Hello, my fellow Americans, and welcome to the Bauer Hour. With me, your host, Matt Bauer. For the next 3,600 seconds, I will be nourishing your hunger for some good old American political satire, with a few pieces pertaining to our 2008 presidential candidates. But first, I would like to delve into a subject matter which I'm sure you are all too familiar with: global warming. I, myself, along with 5% of Americans, consider this to be a total farce, just another profit-inducing scam brought upon us by Hollywood-esque rich figures, which will thus end in the demise of the American way, just as Scientology attempted to rot upon this country. So therefore, we must defend ourselves, our children, and most importantly, our wallets, from the greedy hands that is the global warming farce. The foremost leader of this global warming foolishness is our friend and former United States Vice President and the inventor of the World Wide Web, Mr. Al Gore. I'm sure you are all familiar with his new documentary on global warming entitled An Inconvenient Truth, which somehow managed to win 2 Oscars, which is completely and utterly absurd. But anywho, all of us here at the Bauer Hour have comprised a production to respond to Al Gore and An Inconvenient Truth. We call it A Very Convenient Lie. Here it is. The premise of this global warming theory is that our polar ice caps have been depleting over the past 30 years due to rising temperatures, and thus has raised the ocean levels. If this is to occur and continue, this is what Al Gore says is going to happen. We will be riddled with natural disasters all across the landscape of the Earth, such as earthquakes and hurricanes and forest fires. And if we don't put a stop to this global warming trend, the world will soon be completely underwater, which was beautifully depicted by Kevin Costner in Waterworld. That was a great movie, I myself must say. But if we want our children to have a good future, we must stop this now. Here is what Al Gore says is happening in our polar ice caps. Notice how the ice breaks off and falls into the ocean. This is due to the rising water temperatures on the Earth's surface, but this is all what we know is actually happening up there. According to Gore, when such substances as coal burns, it releases CO2 into the atmosphere, which is considered to be a greenhouse gas. If these weren't present, this is what is supposed to happen. The rays will bounce off the Earth's surface and exit into space. But if there is these global greenhouse gases, the rays will be trapped in the Earth's surface and thus raise the temperatures on Earth. So we must stop our polluting ways. But there is one thing that you are forgetting, Mr. Gore. It is a very crucial facet. Humans produce CO2 and CH4. And, I mean, anything that a human produces could not possibly be done for evil. So therefore, Mr. Gore, I am calling you a liar. For all of us here at the Bauer Hour, we salute you, and I wish you a joyous night. Good night and good luck.